Welcome to the tools video. There'll probably be a couple of videos for the tools, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, the first tools. This is your tools here, and they can be selected just by hitting this button or right-clicking. The tools are there also. The first tool is just your object selection. So what this allows you to do, let me just make this a bit bigger, is move whatever you select. It also allows you to let me just change that to use quantize. It also allows you to move the size of the audio file by using the white boxes at the bottom. So say I just wanted that kick there. I just go like this, move that up to there, and then if I hold down Alt, I can duplicate that. So there we've got, it's me just messing around with the audio file. Using the size, you can also do it the other way. So if I wanted to keep this last section here, say, if I just grab that from there, I can move it down, and then I've got that. That's what we got. Okay, just delete that. See if I can make a little kind of breaky loop. Or should we just make a kind of dancey loop? Let's just do that because it's easier. Okay, so that's just using the bottom squares. You can also draw fade in and fades out. See the blue? There's kind of like a blue triangular arrow there and there. The one at the left is fade in. So if I do that now, right, yeah, it's probably, let me just undo everything I've just done till we get back to a bigger file. Okay, that's just Control and Z to do that. So now, if I use the fade in, you can see it changing up here. Control Z undoes that, fade out. Control Z undoes that. This blue one here, the blue square, gain, which you can see here, volume. So and you can also go over 0 dB as well. Good for kind of lower files. Okay. Now, if you notice there's a little kind of black arrow there. If you click on that, you've got three kind of choices. Normal sizing is what I just showed you. That's what you use to kind of move stuff around. If you go to the next one, sizing move contents, what that actually does is moves the inside contents when you move the little square boxes. So if I move it from the right, you will see that the right section of the file will stay in view while the left section disappears. So if I press play, and vice versa with the left one. The left part stays in view and the right disappears. Okay. Sizing applies time stretch. Now, there's a couple of things you can do with this. What it does is just applies a quick time stretch. So as you can see, from bar 5 to 6, this isn't quite a bar yet. It's not quite a bar long, so now obviously I could make it a bar long by figuring out what his tempo is, which is probably 140, I think, because of that section there. So if I go 140, There you go, it's going to be exactly a bar long now. Okay, but if I undo that and put it back to 123, say I'm working in 123, but I want this to be time stretched to 123, so in fact slowing it down, we go up here, select sizing, applies time stretch, bottom right hand corner, stretch it out, make sure you've got the snap on that keeps it tidy. If you've not got the snap on, you can kind of time stretch it to any kind of detail. So if I just undo all that, so snap on, we're going to time stretching it to the quantize, which is 16ths. So now slowed it down somewhat, and you can do that with any kind of. So if I do that, hopefully that'll. Okay. So that's your object selection and a couple of time stretch features. And let me just bring these audio files over here. Okay, the next one is your object selection. Basically does what it says on the tin. You can use it to select a specific part of an object. Again, it's using the quantize feature. You can turn that off, so you can just select whatever you want. Now, objects that are selected can be edited or moved. Now, if I just left click on that with a little hand, I can then move that. See how it's cut it out? If I want to just copy that section, if I hold down Alt, left click and move it, I've then copied that, just that selection. I can also right click on this selection and process it. So if I want to add, if I want to gain, pitch shift it, process that. Okay, that's now been pitch shifted. See, it sounds like a hi-hat now, or really high hi-hat. If I undo it, you hear the difference. You can also add plugins to the selected part. You can also select multiple parts to edit. So if I do that, I can now move those, copy them, or process them. Reverse it, so now it should sound reversed. Okay, see what this bit sounds like? And this bit as well. So just undo that. There is certain features that you can change in the preferences under editing. For instance, you can add cycle follows range selection. So I apply that and hit OK. What that means is now any range that I select, the left and right locator will automatically jump to that as well. See that? So it will now loop that section. Put snap on. So now, sorry, if I select that, it will now. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else in there that is relevant to this. Snap to zero crossing as well. Basically, that's for when you want to do some editing, it'll some cutting. It'll cut at 0 points so that it's neither positive or negative. Basically, it helps reduce noise. So that brings us on to the scissor tool quite well. So scissor tool again does exactly what it says on the tin. It will cut your selection to whatever's selected here. So at the moment, if I select, the scissor tool and cut, it will only let me cut to 16ths. Do you see that? So I can only cut there. I can't cut in between those two. If I want to do that, I need to take the snap off, and now I can cut wherever I like. If you hold down when you're cutting, so say we want to cut this bit into 16ths, so if I go to the first 16th, hold down Alt and left click to cut, it cuts the whole thing up into 16ths, which is really handy. if you're doing audio editing. So let me just show you what I mean by really handy. What's the tempo of this? It's probably 140, so let me just change this to 140 so you can see what I'm up to. Let me undo the cuts. Yeah, 140, but it's not a very good length, which is not right. Have I been messing around with this? Have I? Okay, let's just make it a bar. Okay, so that's definitely not right. Right, let's use this one here. Has that been stretched this way, has it? Okay. And that should be a bar. Okay, so we'll use that one. So now I want to cut it on 16ths. So I come here, hold down Alt and cut. So now I've got the loop cut up into 16ths. So say you've got a nice little drum loop that you want to use or whatever. Now I can go in and move them around and create little files, and I can reverse sections. So say, let me just take out a couple of bits. Say I want that to be there, that to be there, that to be there, and that to be there. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that probably needs to be there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm creating little kind of patterns, if you like. Now, some of these, are they actually fitting correctly? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, it's better. You just need to be a bit kind of delicate with them when you add them back in. Just me being fussy, but you'll see that for yourself. It's just because of the way the files are cut. But what you can also do is now you can select any section. So if I select that selection, right click, and you can process any selection. So I'm going to reverse that. Just I want to reverse the new version. Bring these back in. So now great for creating reverse kicks. Process, reverse, new version. Okay, so you got a totally new vibe. And of course you can fade in, change the volume, fade out. So as you can see, quite handy for cutting up your favourite loops or whatever you might want to do. Let me just, I'm just going to cut that up again, just so I can show you some other stuff. Okay, then you have the glue tool, which again glues all the parts together, as you can see, gluing it back together. And you have the eraser, which rubs parts out. And you have the magnifying glass. Left click, drag it over, it will magnify for you. Hold down, I think it's Control, nope. It must be Shift then. Nope, I'm a liar. No, I'm not, it is Shift. If you hold down Shift and click, it zooms in, zooms out. You just select, it zooms in. So that's it zooming in. If you hold down Shift and click, left click, sorry, it will bring you back out. The X is for mute, so let me just get, okay, so we're back to our kind of full drum loop. If you select the mute tool, you can mute certain sections, so say you want to mute that, that and that. There you go. That's what that does. Okay, that's the first video on tools. I'll show you the rest in the next video. Thanks. Bye.